Welcome in. Today, the conflicting feelings of mourning someone with a complicated past. First, a quote, "To live in hearts we leave behind is not to die." Thomas Campbell. Welcome in. 1 week today, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II will be laid to rest. I'll be watching, PVR'd, and will not have a journal that day. By now, you know we have a king, Charles III, William and Kate are Prince and Princess of Wales, and so on. Side note, boy, are there a lot of hateful comments out there about Meghan. I'm sure somehow some people have managed to blame Meghan for the Queen's death at 96. Whatever. I'm not here to talk about online nastiness, although in some ways I've been afraid of it myself over the very topic of the Queen's passing, gently, peacefully in her beloved Balmoral home. No doubt a corgi or two on or near her bed. That's what I'd like to imagine. You know, of course, that there are people in a great many countries, including her own, who dislike or even despise the firm of which Her Majesty was the head, for its colonialism and the unpleasant, even horrific actions done in the monarchy's name over the centuries. There are many who do not mourn, including here in Canada, and in fact cheer on the possible demise of royalty as an institution. So here's where the complication comes in. Because I choose to honor and respect the memory of a woman who gave her entire life to, and was even a prisoner of by some standards, the post into which she was planted, does that mean I disregard the suffering over the years under British rule? Of course not. As I've said here before, we are supposedly intelligent beings able to look at a situation in more than one way. So I've often thought, but what about in terms of people who have passed, and been afraid to speak up about my sadness that they're no longer being here. The Queen's death brings up those feelings in very clear focus. For example, I think of the hard and very necessary decisions she made on who should marry whom, and the devastating outcome they had on so many as she held fast to the foundations of an ancient institution while the walls crumbled due to seismic changes that came with modern times. It is all complicated. The fact is, I choose to recognize Queen Elizabeth as an historical figure, the likes of whom we can all agree will never be seen again. I choose to remember her humor, her love of her husband, family, and animals, her deep and unwavering sense of duty. Women I spoke with last week talked about the grandmother feeling that they had, even though they, like the rest of us, only saw her on television or very briefly in person. Family baggage, and there are castles full of it aside. I choose to respect the woman because she's been a part of my whole life, from having her face on our currency to gazing at enormous portraits of her in our school and singing an anthem that asked God to save her and give her long life. She did indeed have that. You're welcome. Am I turning a blind eye to those who suffered under the monarchy? No. But do I feel a sense of loss at her passing? Yes. Like I told you, it's complicated. Forgive me. I'll be back with you tomorrow with a lighter message from declutter.diabetes.ca. Yeah, it's that time again. So I will talk to you then. Thank you.